All right. Greetings, everybody. Good to see the people who are just coming on board. Kara Way. So let's just start with a brief meditation. I want to invite all of you to please, yes, we can see you, Aurora. So let's just all start by closing our eyes. And let's take some conscious breaths. And you've heard me by now say it. I like to just clear our mind, clear whatever thoughts you might have brought into the room, and let's let it go. Exhale, releasing thoughts, releasing anything we don't need to be thinking about now. Inhale, coming to our center, your heart or your third eye, your frontal lobe, whatever you imagine your center to be. Exhale, releasing old thoughts. Inhale, coming to center. And tonight we're going to really go deep into our hearts. We're going to be giving and receiving empathy. Empathy is so important. Many of our greatest leaders and teachers have all said empathy and compassion is the great healing for our world, healing for the human experience. And tonight we get to practice giving and receiving empathy. And so we're going to create a couple minutes of silence, and I'm going to ask you during that time to get in touch with something you're going to want to receive empathy for. It'll be private, because you're going to be in breakout rooms with another partner. But just give some thought. What's something going on in your life that you would really like some deep understanding for? And know that the more vulnerable it is, the greater the gift you're giving to your partner as an opportunity to really practice giving you care, compassion, and empathy. So it's something you really want to be understood or heard for. And as you get in touch with that, just making a commitment to yourself, commitment to your heart, commitment to really using tonight to learn and practice this wonderful, wonderful tool called empathy. When you're ready, opening your eyes and coming back to the room. I want to welcome some of the people that just joined us. Angie Lucido from Florida. Good to see you. And to kind of get us started and moving forward. Oh, and one reminder, welcome Anna Cabrera, Lusana. If any of you are really wanting to practice with a particular person tonight, because you're going to be with the same partner throughout the evening, send me a private message in the chat box. And again, a reminder that the chat box is at the bottom of your screen, just a little bit to the right of center. And make sure you send it to me privately. So if you take once you open up your chat box, if you go down to the bottom, you'll see where it says to, and you can send it to everyone or David and Laura, whatever. If you're making a request of who you want to practice with, make sure that you send it privately to Scott Thomas. That's me. And I'm going to turn it over to my beloved partner, Emily.
So we're going to first start off with, spotlight. We're going to first start off with a practice of, it's not specifically an empathy practice. It does take us into a deep empathic space of really feeling a depth of connection and connection through vulnerability and transparency. And so what we'd like to ask you to do is the first person shares what's alive for them, what's really coming up for them. It could be, currently something that you're wanting empathy for, or just what's coming up for you in your current state. It's really what's alive for you. And the person is going to say back, when I heard you say that, I'm feeling. Or when I heard you say that, I'm noticing that you keep it back to yourself. Or when I heard you say that, I am experiencing. So I really want you to write down those phrases. When I heard you say that, I'm feeling. When I heard you say that, I'm noticing, and you keep it on yourself, I'm noticing something that's coming up for me. When I heard you say that, I'm experiencing. These are 3 statements that, again, and then what happens is after you share it, then the other person does the same thing. Wow, when I heard you say that, I'm noticing. And we just literally go back and forth, and it's a really deep way to bring a very shared connective experience together. And you'll notice it'll start to be a practice of like, how transparent can I be? How vulnerable can I be with what's going on for me? Wow, I'm noticing that when you said that, I'm having a story of this is what's coming up. You can go even that vulnerable. And so then the other person gets to be like, okay, wow, I might be feeling some stuff coming up that they shared that. But how can we stay in that transparency and that commitment to being totally authentic and honest with what's coming up for us? And so this is going to be a chance for us to practice, again, radical honesty, radical vulnerability, and it's going to take us into a deep space together.
Beautiful. So Emily and I are going to demonstrate this. And where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay. We've got so many people here, so it took me a moment to find you. Can I start?
I love that.
Okay.
Hi.
Hey, beloved. So I'm really celebrating how things are growing for us, both personally and professionally. And it was a busy weekend, but it was a really successful weekend. We did Relationship Essentials, we did Relationship Mastery, we had 2 bonus calls, and I'm just so grateful for all the ways that we're partnering together. And I'm just so grateful that you're my partner. Thank you.
When I heard you say that, I'm noticing my heart is like, wow, really opening and expanding. I'm also noticing as I hear you share that I'm feeling nervous in front of this group with kind of people all like looking toward us. I'm also noticing I'm feeling giggly too.
So I'm noticing that, yeah, you're kind of going into your kind of reluctant debutante, shy girl self, which is so sweet, and especially sweet in front of the group. And when I see that, I just open up, and all of a sudden, I feel like a teenage boy.
I noticed when I heard you say that, I'm literally blushing, and I'm remembering when I was a kid how I would get so scared to talk in front of people that I would turn into a tomato. And literally, I'm looking at my life now and being like, oh my God, I public speak in front of all these people. And that was so what terrified me, as a young one.
So when I hear that, bringing it back to feelings, I'm really feeling appreciation for your courage and your growth. And I'm just really in feeling a lot of gratitude.
That feels like a good place to stop. I think people, I'm guessing, get it.
Yeah, so you get the idea. We just kind of follow whatever your impulse is and try as best as possible to stay in feelings. If you notice that if you both drifted off into story, try and bring it back to, I'm feeling grateful, I'm feeling shy, I'm feeling excited, I'm feeling nervous. Remember, feeling words are single words. If we start to say, I'm feeling like, or I'm feeling that, you're actually going to go into a story. I'm feeling like you really don't understand me. That's not a feeling. I'm feeling nervous is a feeling, right? So when you notice, and again, this is all practice. So we're learning together. Emily, I'm going to need you to talk for a minute. I got to make the breakout rooms.
Cool. I do want to say though, I don't, my impulse is to say, don't get too heady about it. Really go with what's alive in your experience. Like for me, I'm feeling like my chest went, oh. Whatever's alive, go to the juice. Don't get too intellectual about it. For me, it's like, yeah, maybe try to go to the feelings, but this is just be authentic. Be freaking totally authentic with your experience. And if you start to go into story, that might bring somebody into something else and you get to just be in this dynamic interplay. So I love what you said, Scott, but don't get too heady about it. Just see if you can be with just what's most coming up for you in the moment. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, David and Laura.
Guys, I just want to say, what if, is it only supposed to be positive, or like, could it be something that we're upset about or sad about?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, totally.
Do you have an hour and a box of Kleenex? I mean, is that a feeling?
That's it. Go for it. That's that right there, right to the heart of the matter. So obviously Scott shared something he was appreciative and grateful, but you could start it off with, I'm feeling really terrified of our future right now. I'm scared that we might spin out and lose everything because we're not financially being met right now. Wow, I'm noticing I have the same fear as you. I'm noticing my body is starting to shake hearing that. I'm noticing I'm now wanting to hug you. It's like whatever it is, just allow you guys to go into the deep space of what's alive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions, thoughts, reflections? So Scott, my understanding is that we're going to go into the first breakout for 10 minutes. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And so during that 10 minutes, each person is going to have 5 minutes. So there'll be whoever decides to go first, they'll start off with sharing first. And then at 5 minutes, you can take a breath, take a break, and then the other person will start off with what's alive for them. So does that make sense to everyone? And you still weave back and forth. Yeah, exactly. So it's 5 minutes, the person starts, you weave back and forth with what comes up for them for 5 minutes, then you break, take a breath, and then the other person initiates what's alive for them, and then you weave back and forth. And again, you have to keep track of that 10 minutes in your own group. So sometimes it's really useful to have your phone and kind of clock the time. Anything you want to share, Scott, before we go out?
No. Emily, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with a couple of people that I think might want some support. So just want to let you know that. And the last thing is, if anybody is needing support, send me a message. You can raise your hand and I'll come on into your room. If I don't right away, it's because I'm in somebody else's room. Okay?
Mary Lee wrote in the chat room that they were having technical difficulties and missed the example and not feeling comfortable about the exercise. And then Linda had the question.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me take that in. I'm sorry. Who said what?
So sorry. Mary Lee wrote, we had some technical difficulties and missed the example. Not feeling comfortable about the exercise.
Okay, I'll actually go into the room with Mary Lee, and help support her to know what to do.
And then Linda S. asked, how does the time sharing work when there are 2 people in one window? So that means like a total of 3 people, for instance.
Just have to divide it up as best as possible.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We've got a lot of people here, so I'm going to click open all rooms. When I do that, please make sure as soon as you possibly can, click join your room. And if any of you need help, let me know. And we'll see you all in 10 minutes. And do click join room. Clearly, okay, Clairlethea, I have sent you and John into a room that I'm going to actually be in. So, oh, maybe Mary Lee.
That's someone named Clairlethea.
Hello.